Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras, here with ILTV's Morning Briefing. 48 hours following some of the most intense clashes between Israel and Syria in decades, including the first true open warfare with Iran, an eerie calm has returned to Israel. But whether this is an actual calm or merely the calm before the storm remains to be seen. Anxieties nearly hit a breaking point when an Iranian drone breached Israeli airspace over the weekend, triggering an Israeli counterattack that saw one of the Air Force's F-16 fighters get hit and ultimately crash. The pilot is currently in stable condition and has regained consciousness. Israel retaliated with a large-scale airstrike on multiple Syrian and Iranian targets. At this time, the IDF believes nearly half of Syria's air defenses have been totally wiped out in those strikes. Despite ratcheting escalation towards a war none of the sides may even want at this time, Prime Minister Netanyahu has reiterated that the army will do whatever it takes to prevent Iranian entrenchment on Israel's doorstep. Just a day after the skirmish between Israel and Iranian and Syrian forces in Syria, people of the Islamic Iranian regime have just held a rally in honor of the anniversary of the 1979 Islamic Revolution. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani took time to address the thousands of event-goers in Azadi Square, not to comment on the destruction of their drone the day before, but to accuse Israel and the United States of wanting to destroy the Middle East. He said that Israel and the United States, quote, wanted to create long-term chaos in Lebanon and Iraq and the rest of the region, and that United States policy has failed. Israel and the United States have been working together with other regional partners like Saudi Arabia to counter the growing Iranian-backed disruptions in the Middle East. Tehran is known to be backing Syrian President Bashar al-Assad in Syria, the Shiite militias in Iraq, Hezbollah in Syria and Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, and Houthi rebels in Yemen, just to name a few. The Israeli Prime Minister says that Israel will do whatever is necessary to maintain its sovereignty. With a possible war brewing on Israel's northern front, Prime Minister Netanyahu may be facing a personal political war here at home. Police are expected to file their recommendations to the Attorney General this week for criminally indicting Netanyahu in 2 corruption cases, after the High Court hears a petition against their publication. Attorney General Mandelblit has asked the police to delay filing the findings of their investigations until after the case is heard. This is expected to delay the full press announcement by a few days, after which Mandelblit will have to decide whether criminal charges are justified. Preempting the expected police recommendations, Netanyahu has charged the police with trying to launch a coup to remove him from office. Police have responded by accusing the Prime Minister of actually hiring private detectives to dig up dirt on them to damage the credibility of their findings. Though Netanyahu has dismissed these as, quote, ridiculous insinuations, police have actually named the so-called associate as Walter Soriano. The Knesset's Internal Affairs Committee seems to take this very seriously. They've just opened an official investigation to see if these accusations have any merit. Soriano will be summoned to a hearing shortly. Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas is expected to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow today. The visit comes as the Palestinians are seeking to find new allies to help kickstart peace talks with the Israelis. Since United States President Donald Trump declared Jerusalem the capital of Israel, the Palestinians have insisted that the U.S. has no right to be the main mediators in any peace negotiations. Now, President Abbas is expected to encourage Putin to take a more central role in peace talks, and is hoping that the Russian government can help form a new body to begin negotiations, with the United Nations possibly involved as well. In 2016, Russia offered to host a peace conference between Israel and the Palestinians, but nothing ever came of that offer. Israel is continuing to insist that peace will only come through direct negotiations with the Palestinians and with no preconditions. According to the Israeli Foreign Ministry yesterday, an Israeli woman, whose identity has not yet been cleared for release, has been found murdered in the TULUM region of Mexico. The family of the victim is now working in Mexico with the local Israeli consulate and Mexican officials to help bring the body back to Israel for burial. Details about the circumstances of the murder have also not yet been revealed. That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.